Hello and welcome to the 5 best modular helmets of 2026. Let's take a look. Modular helmets are one of the most popular types of motorcycle helmets on the market, and rightly so. Open face helmets are great for that motorcycle freedom feeling, but they offer the least protection. Full face helmets are great for high speed riding, but they're a little bit difficult to put on, and also for some people they can feel a little bit claustrophobic. So modular helmets are somewhere in the middle, so they're very convenient, but they still offer protection and that freedom feeling. These are my top 5 picks for 2026, and instead of going into detail on every single helmet, I'm going to tell you more about my favourite features per helmet and maybe even a couple of disadvantages per helmet, because even though these are the top ones for this year, nothing's perfect. But that being said, there are still a few basic facts that I would like to share with you when it comes to these 5 helmets. All of them have a Pinlock anti-fog lens 70 or higher. They all have a chin bar that opens and that can be locked into place with the PJ homologation. That means that you can ride legally with the chin bar open and with the chin bar down. They all have an internal sun visor, and they are all prepared for the installation of a Bluetooth communication system. So, who's up first? Eeny, meeny, miny, Nolan. The N100-6, a very good touring helmet from Nolan with very many nifty features, and of course the Nolan classic round fit. Now, before we dive into the nifty features, I'd just like to say that this helmet, as the Americans would say, gives you the best bang for the buck. It's a great lid, it's got a lot of features in it, but it's not made from fiberglass or better, and that's why it is slightly cheaper than the rest. It's not made from any old polycarbonate though, it is made from Lexan polycarbonate, as are all Nolan models that are not made from fiberglass or better. And this helmet, like I said, full of nifty features. One of my favourites is the safety feature on the chin bar, the dual action system. Now, when you open the chin bar, typically you have to pull a lever at the bottom of the helmet. Now with this one, if you pull on the bottom, nothing happens because you have to squeeze this second part as well. So it works like this. That's how you open the lid. So I'll show you that once again from the side. Take the bottom and the bit on top, squeeze them together, and you can open the chin bar. Great safety feature, and something we've been seeing on Nolan helmets for years now. Now, as I mentioned, all of the helmets have a sun visor, but not all of them have a system like this. If you want to knock it down, you can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, press the spring-loaded button, and it jumps back, whoa, into the shell. So generally, all round, a very nice touring helmet, of course prepared for the NCOM communication systems, of which there is even one that has a special emergency brake light on the back, so that when you brake harder than normal, the brake light comes on to indicate to people that you're actually slowing down quite a lot. Now, the large visor on the front of the helmet will serve you very well and is bigger than most other visors on the helmets in this lineup. And like I said, just overall a very good touring helmet, and if there has to be a downside, maybe it would be that it comes with the classic Nolan squeak. Next up is the RPHA 91 from HJC, a helmet that lies somewhere between sports and touring and has a very oval fit. So if your head is round or slightly intermediate oval, this probably isn't the one for you. It has a couple of interesting features, one of which is that the chin curtain moves when you open the chin bar. Now, I've not seen this before on a different helmet, but when you open up the chin bar, this comes forward a little bit, giving you a little bit more room to get the chin curtain over your chin. As you can see, it locks into place when you close it again. But we're going to open it because there's something else interesting worth looking at. We just talked about the sun visor on the Nolan N100-6, and this one also has quite an interesting feature. Take a close look. When the sun visor comes down, it moves forward at the end. I'll show you that again. Bring it all the way down. It moves forward a little bit like so. So it goes outward a bit. Now, this is good obviously if you have a slightly larger than average nose, but it's good for anyone really because it gives you a little bit more breathing room between your sun visor and your face, and hopefully won't fog up quite as much. Something else that I didn't mention about the N100-6, but which coincidentally is also a feature on this lid, is that the chin bar stays relatively close to the helmet shell. When you lift it up like so, it falls back onto the shell, giving you the smallest possible shape and giving you the least wind noise. Now that's an interesting subject in itself because the rider feedback that we get from the Alpha 91 is that it is not necessarily a quiet helmet, nor is it a noisy helmet, but it doesn't do as good as, for example, the Schuberth C5 which is coming up and the Shoei Neotec 3. Does that have to be a deal breaker? I would say no, because as I've mentioned before and will continue to mention, it's always best to ride with earplugs, and preferably custom made earplugs. So regardless of which helmet you choose, make sure to keep your ears safe. Furthermore, the helmet is of course prepared for the smart HJC system and generally feels like a solid and decent helmet that will last you a long time. Up next is a helmet that needs no introduction really, but I'm still going to give you one. This is the Schuberth C5 helmet, and it has a very large visor, not dissimilar to that of the N100-6 from Nolan. The viewing angles are great, and luckily the pin lock is the same size as the visor, so you won't be looking at any pin lock edges while looking down or to the side. It's a really great view in this helmet. Now this helmet has an intermediate oval fit, and one of the most famous things about this helmet is that it has a communication system already mostly built in. All the wiring's already inside the helmet, the speakers are inside the helmet. The only thing that you need to do is buy the separate communication unit, click it on the back over here, click the remote on the side and put the microphone on the front so that you can talk to people, and then it's all ready to go. So it's very much plug and play, where other systems from other helmets take usually between half an hour and an hour to install and sometimes can be a bit fidgety. That's not a problem with this helmet. Now the immediate downside to that springs to mind is that if there is a problem with the wiring inside the helmet, you will need to ship off the helmet for warranty and not just the communication unit. Now an exciting new development with this helmet is that there is a new version coming called the C5 ANC. It doesn't replace this one, it is an addition to the C5 collection, and ANC stands for active noise cancellation, so that means you should have an even quieter ride with that helmet. A couple of other nifty features on this helmet of course are the visor memory function. If I open the helmet, say like so, and then lift the chin bar, the visor usually comes back down with the chin bar, but with this helmet it actually stays in place, which is quite nice. And the sun visor on this helmet comes down like so, but if it comes down a little bit too far, there's a switch on the bottom. If you flick that to one side, click, then it comes down a little bit less, and as I mentioned with the HJC helmet, that could be good if you have a slightly larger than average nose. Next up is the LS2 Advant X Full Carbon, which is made from 100% carbon. Not only the helmet shell's made from carbon, but so is the chin bar, which is not always the case when it comes to carbon helmets. Now, not only does the carbon make the helmet very strong, but it also makes it lighter than all of the other helmets in this lineup. So that in itself is an advantage. Now the big thing with this helmet is that the chin bar rotates all the way to the back of the helmet, like so, which is very comfortable when riding at higher speeds. If you don't have a helmet that does this, the chin bar will of course catch a bit of wind, which is the case with the other helmets in this lineup. So in this case, it's much more comfortable to ride at those speeds. If you're going to go really fast, then definitely close the chin bar, not only for the wind and the flies, but you know, for safety and stuff like that. Now the big selling point in a way is also a slight weakness. Not that it's not safe, it's all been certified, it's all been tested, but this system obviously has more moving parts and could be more prone to faults with long-term use. And last but not least, the Shoei Neotec 3. Now this helmet will be quite well known to most motorcyclists, and that's not without good reason. This helmet is a bit of an all-rounder. You can use it to travel around the world, but you can also just use it for a simple trip to the local Tesco's to get yourself some pikelets. Generally, it's just a very nice and comfortable helmet to wear, and that's not only down to the standard stock fit of the helmet. This helmet has something special. It can be custom fitted using the Shoei personal fitting system. Now with this system we can measure your head in 4 different ways, input the data into Shoei's computer system, and then make an adjustment together with the wearer of the helmet, which will be definite and will alter the fit of the helmet. Now that's not the only advantage of this helmet. It also is very, very quiet. Just like the Schuberth C5, it does a very good job at blocking out wind noise and will definitely give you a comfortable ride. It doesn't have a communication system pre-installed, but it is completely prepared for the Shoei SRL system, and nowadays you can even buy an adapter to put on the side over here so that you can mount a Cardo system, so that's worth noting as well. Sadly, this helmet does not have such a large visor as the Nolan and Schuberth helmets, but then again it does offer ample vision, and it is a very comfortable intermediate oval helmet that you can wear for virtually any trip and will last you a long time. As we have already seen, it does stand the test of time. Well, that pretty much wraps it all up. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that it taught you something new and that you now have a better idea of which of these helmets could or could not be the best one for you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you never miss any of our future content. You can find these 5 helmets and many more, of course, on FortaMoto.com, where we offer the best prices and of course worldwide shipping, so don't forget to check that out. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you again next time. Cheerio!